Hello everyone, welcome back to Exploring with Ash and Jake. Today we're going to be talking about 25 of the most bizarre murder weapons ever. Fire extinguisher. In April of 2010, a former student athlete, Drew Clark, hit a man who was fighting his friend with a fire extinguisher in Arnoldsville, Bristol, England. Clark took the fire extinguisher and bashed the man twice in the head, breaking his skull. The man died 3 days later in a hospital. You know what they say, good friends are hard to come by. Friends that go to jail for you are even harder to come by. Umbrella. In 2012, a 40-year-old man was walking through Hanover, Germany, when he crossed the path of a stranger carrying an umbrella. The stranger passed by without any warning and turned around and stabbed the man in the back with the tip of the umbrella. Apparently, the umbrella had a built-in needle in which he injected mercury into the man's body, causing him to go into a coma from which he never recovered. Chair. There have been several cases of murder by a chair, but probably the most outrageous is the one that happened in London in December 2013. A gang of 6 teenagers attacked Donald McNoy with a chair outside a community center after an argument over a shared computer. The victim suffered a serious head injury and died 2 weeks later. Sweatpants. In April of 2006, 61-year-old Jimmy Hackley from Jacksonville, Florida, strangled a 29-year-old Patricia Ann McCollum with a pair of sweatpants. He was charged and found guilty of first-degree murder. Pickle jar. When Daniel was 12, he was hired by a 55-year-old Don Hurley to walk his dog. Turns out Hurley was a pedophile and their relationship turned sexual. This went on for years until January 22nd, 2010, when Daniel, tired of the abuse, repeatedly bashed Don in the head with a pickle jar, and then to be sure he was dead, he started stabbing him with a knife. Upon hearing the story of abuse, the judge sentenced him to 5 years probation. Shovel. On March 2014, 42-year-old Michael Marshall used a shovel as a murder weapon in a fight with a 25-year-old DeMarcus Jones in Yazoo City, Mississippi. After the attack, DeMarcus's brother, Jermaine, fired at Marshall and was charged with aggravated assault for shooting him in the chest. After being released from the hospital, Marshall himself was charged with murder. Nail gun. A gas-powered, high-speed repeating nail gun becomes a murder weapon, which claimed the life of a 27-year-old Chinese student, Shen Liu, in South Sydney, Australia, in 2008. His body was found wrapped in a carpet and bound with electrical wires and immersed with no other evidence at the scene. 35 nails caused Liu's death and were found during the post-mortem examination and were located mainly in his skull. Bowling ball. A 14-year-old boy used a bowling ball to kill his 5-year-old neighbor's Sida Osman in Fort Worth, Texas. The murderer struck a little boy in the head with a 14-pound bowling ball, allegedly because the child was irritating him. Although just a teenager himself, the culprit was given 23 years behind bars. Lamp. Bryant Wilkerson from Augusta, Georgia, got involved in an argument with William McLean in June of 2012. The heated dispute escalated into a fight when Wilkerson allegedly grabbed a floor lamp and began beating McLean around his body and head. McLean died at the scene as a result of his injuries. Pen. In 2007, 20-year-old Jason Webster, a jealous undergraduate history student, murdered his lover, Rebecca Love, 26, in a drunken rage by stabbing her with a pen. Love's body was found by the university staff 2 days later, having 93 separate injuries to her head, chest, neck, and body. Chainsaw. The chainsaw ranks among the most brutal and grisly objects used as a murder weapon. In April of 2010, in Lewisville, Texas, Jose Corna used not one, but 2 chainsaws for cutting his wife into pieces, after which he dragged her headless body into the street where the mailman found her. Prosthetic leg. In 2011, Deborah Hewitt, a homeless woman from Louisiana, killed her boyfriend, Dwayne Ball, using her prosthetic leg. According to the police, the investigation, she stomped on him and then took off her prosthetic leg while balancing on her good leg, and she used it to beat him to death. Katanas. In 2004, Michael DeSerto hacked his friend and roommate Richard Ricardo Richardson to death with a katana in Queens, New York. The motive for murder was allegedly a trivial argument over a pillow. Breast. Donna Lang, 51, from Everett, Washington, smothered her boyfriend to death with her breast after passing out on top of him. Witnesses said they heard the man pleading with her to get off of him. Lang, who was heavily, no pun intended, intoxicated, told the police she had no idea how the man died. She was charged with second-degree murder. Microwave. As incredible and terrifying as it sounds, in 2007, China Arnold used a microwave to kill her 28-day-old daughter, Paris Talley. The baby was placed in the microwave for about 2 minutes and died shortly after removal. For this outrageous crime, China Arnold was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Spatula. A standard kitchen spatula also served as a murder weapon. Los Angeles Cadillo Castro from Utah used this tool to beat her 5-year-old daughter to death. When paramedics arrived on the scene, they found the girl's body with multiple lacerations. Soon the police found the broken spatula in pieces, and the case was solved. Angela was charged with first-degree murder. Xbox console. In April of 2013, the body of a 20-year-old woman was found next to an Xbox 360 that was badly broken and bloodied. It was later determined the woman's boyfriend had used the console to beat her. Gaming really does kill. Chessboard. Allegedly, even such a thing as a chessboard can serve as a murder weapon. According to Viking legend from the 14th century, two Norsemen, Faber and Swolden, were playing chess when the game got so heated that they started throwing pieces at each other until Faber grabbed the ancient heavy chessboard and bashed Swolden over the head with it, killing him instantly. High heel shoe. Edith Maxwell, a 21-year-old schoolteacher, was found guilty in West Virginia of killing her father with a high-heeled shoe after a heated domestic dispute in July of 1935. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. I guess the devil really does wear Prada. Jump rope. In 2007, a 5-year-old girl, Monique Fogman, was raped and strangled with her jump rope and hanged from a closet door in her family's Bronx apartment. Sadly, it was her grandfather that had made the grisly discovery. Toilet tank lid. In 2006, an argument between Marvin Hill and his mistress, Katrina Eubanks, erupted when Hill decided to end the affair. The argument got so heated that Hill removed the toilet lid and bashed her head in, officially ending their affair. Guitar. In October 2011, Danny Kirk, a pastor of a Baptist church in Texas, was beaten to death with an electric guitar by 33-year-old Derek Burdo. When police arrived on the scene, they had to use the taser to subdue Burdo, who had become increasingly paranoid in the days prior to the murder.